Right, owning a military jet. Some people buy sheds, others collect antique spoons, utterly pointless. Then there are those magnificent few, those who look at a fighter jet, a screaming metal bird of prey, and think, I'll have one of those. This isn't just about owning something fast. Oh no. This is about owning a piece of raw, unadulterated power. It's about the kind of noise that makes your fillings rattle, and the kind of speed that rearranges your internal organs. Frankly, it's gloriously, wonderfully, magnificently bonkers. And I approve. The allure is simple, really. It's primal. It's the roar of that jet engine, a sound that speaks to your very soul, a symphony of controlled explosions propelling you skywards, and the speed, my word, the speed, makes your mate's Porsche feel like a milk float. This is about experiencing forces that Mother Nature usually reserves for hurricanes. It's about feeling truly alive, with a hint of terror. The kind of terror that makes you grin like an idiot. It's pure, unfiltered, mechanical aggression. Beautiful. So why on earth would any sane individual do this? Because it's there, because they can afford it, partly, but it's more than just showing off your enormous bank balance. Though that's fun too. It's the ultimate challenge, taming such a beast, mastering a machine designed for war, for peacetime thrills. It's about exclusivity. You won't see many of these at the golf club car park. This sets you apart. This says, I don't do ordinary. It's the pinnacle of boys' toys, taken to a stratospheric level, and the bragging rights, simply immeasurable. This isn't some casual purchase like a new pair of trousers. This is a quest, a grand adventure, one fraught with danger, mostly to your financial well-being, and the paperwork, stacks of it, higher than a reasonably sized Alp. But imagine, just for a moment, that feeling. You're strapped in. The canopy closes with a satisfying thunk, cleared for takeoff. You push that throttle lever forward, the world blurs. The noise is biblical. Is it worth it? Every single form, every eye-watering bill, absolutely. First up, the Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-21, codename Fishbed, proper Soviet-era legend. Built tough, built fast, designed to intercept American bombers, not tootle around the countryside. It's the bare-knuckle boxer of the jet world. Crude, some might say. Effective, I say. Owning one is like having a pet velociraptor. Thrilling, yes, but it demands respect. And a very big cage. It's not for the faint-hearted or the shallow-pocketed. This is a machine with attitude. Serious Cold War attitude. You don't just own it, you enter into a very demanding relationship. Now, let's climb into that MiG cockpit, if you can. It's functional, in a brutally Soviet way. No plush leather here, just stark, purposeful gauges, chunky switches that look like they came off a tractor, analog dials, many of them probably labeled in Cyrillic. Good luck with that. The stick feels directly connected to the control surfaces, because it is. And the engine, the Tumansky R-25 turbojet, a masterpiece of raw power. It doesn't hum, it howls, it screams, a beautiful, terrifying noise. This is engineering with its sleeves rolled up, ready for a fight. Then we have the Aero L-39 Albatros from Czechoslovakia, a jet trainer primarily. The slightly more sensible choice, if sensible and owning a private military jet can ever be used in the same sentence. It's popular for a reason. It's a bit more forgiving, a tad easier to fly, they say, and crucially to maintain. It's the difference between wrestling a bear and training a very athletic Alsatian, still capable of biting, but perhaps less inclined to do so without provocation. It's the thinking man's entry into fast jet ownership, still utterly mad, of course. Inside the L-39, it's still all business. The heart of this machine is the Ivchenko AI-25TL turbofan. It's smoother than the MiG's fire breather, a little quieter even, but don't be fooled. It will still propel you at speeds that will make your eyes water. The cockpit is less intimidating than the MiG's, still packed with instruments, still a serious place of work, but perhaps with a slightly gentler learning curve. This is the gateway drug, the one that gets you hooked on the sheer insanity of it all, and once you're hooked, there's no going back. Right, let's talk money, or rather the catastrophic lack of it you'll experience. Buying the jet itself, a tired old MiG-21, you might snag one for, say, £150,000, the price of a very nice Range Rover, but it'll likely need the work, lots of work. A decent L-39 Albatros, you're looking at £200,000, maybe up to £400,000 or more, for a well-maintained example. Still, in the grand scheme of ridiculous extravagances, it's almost a bargain, almost. But this is just the entry fee to the world's most expensive club. The initial outlay is just the tip of a very large, very expensive iceberg. Fuel, the lifeblood of your new toy, and its greatest expense. These machines don't sip, they guzzle. They devour. Kerosene, Jet A1, at a rate that would make an oil sheik wince. The MiG-21 with its afterburner blazing. We're talking hundreds of litres per minute, not per hour, per minute. An hour of spirited flying? That'll be several £1,000s, thank you very much. Just for the juice. Your local petrol station attendant will think all his Christmases have come at once. Prepare for a fuel bill that looks like a telephone number, a long one. Then comes maintenance, the bit that really hurts. These aren't Ford Fiestas. They are complex ex-military aircraft. Things wear out, things break. And when they do, it's not cheap. Specialist engineers are required. Men with golden hands and even more golden invoices. Parts can be rarer than common sense in Parliament. An annual inspection that could easily set you back the cost of a decent family hatchback every single year. This is not a hobby, it's a financial undertaking of epic proportions. A glorious, noisy, thrilling money pit, but a money pit nonetheless. And the fun doesn't stop there. Oh no, you'll need somewhere to keep your new pride and joy. Hangarage, that costs insurance. Try getting a quote for a privately owned supersonic-capable fighter jet. The underwriters will either laugh or cry or both, then they'll give you a massive premium. Then there are the certifications, permits, possible air show display costs if you're that way inclined. It all adds up to a colossal, continuous drain on your resources. You don't just need to be rich to do this, you need to be monumentally, fabulously wealthy, or just completely barking mad, preferably both. So you've got the jet, you've somehow got the money. Now what? Well, you can't just nip down to the airfield and blast off. The Civil Aviation Authority, bless their cotton socks, have rules, lots of them. They tend to get a bit twitchy about civilians hooning around in ex-military hardware. You'll likely be operating under the experimental aircraft category, or a permit to fly. This means paperwork, mountains of it, forms, inspections, more forms. It will test your patience, it will test your sanity. My advice, get a very good lawyer and a very large bottle of gin. You'll need both. Next, you need to learn how to fly the damn thing without crashing. Your private pilot's license, that's like saying your cycling proficiency test qualifies you for Formula One. You need a type rating specific to your chosen jet. This means training, serious, intensive training, with instructors who've probably flown more hours backwards than you have forwards. They will shout at you, they will test you, they will make you sweat. Simulators first, then dual flights, hours and hours of them, until you can prove you're not a complete menace to yourself and others. Eventually, and then the moment arrives. All the money, all the paperwork, all the training. For this, you're cleared. Throttle levers push smoothly forward. The engines spool up, that glorious, deafening roar. Then the kick, a relentless shove in your back. The runway lights become a blur. Speed builds, frighteningly fast, a gentle pull back on the stick, and you're airborne, climbing like a homesick angel on afterburners. The world tilts and shrinks below. This, you realize, is what it's all about. This is proper flying. Everything else is just a pale imitation. The thrill is undeniable, but so is the challenge. These aren't docile creatures. They demand constant attention. Precision, skill. You're not just a passenger, you're part of the machine. Feeling the G's build in a tight turn, painting lines across the sky, the sheer unadulterated freedom of it, the power at your command. It's an experience that few will ever know, and for good reason. It's expensive, it's demanding, it's slightly insane. But for those who can and for those who dare, it is, quite simply, the most fun you can have with your clothes on, possibly ever.